Hey, what's up guys, it's A Cupcake Man, and today I'm going to be showing you a creation guide on who you should create for like different classes that you want, and like what alliance you can be on. That's pretty good. So yeah, so that gender doesn't matter, voice doesn't matter, but it depends who you want to be, like if your race, what race you want to be, depending on your alliance that you want to be on. That's a big thing. Unless you have the Explorers pack, which allows you to make any race on any alliance that you want. But for the Daggerfall Covenant, I'll show you different things that you can do and why. So like if you want to be a tank, why you want to be this race, or why you want to be that race, like I say, a red guard for sorcerers and like that, and why. So yeah, so we're on the Daggerfall Covenant. That's the first thing. The race of Brenton, a Brenton is really good for like a mage, a sorcerer, a Dragonite using like some spells and stuff like that, and mainly a sorcerer because they have like a lot of bonuses to magic, as it says on the side, light armor and spell resistance. That's really good, and that can also be used as a tank because you got spell resistance. You want to try to resist the most amount of damage that you can on your tank. And so the next thing is a red guard. So it says the red guard is Swordsmaster, bonuses with shields and stamina regeneration. That is a big key when you want to have a Nightblade or either a Templar or a Dragonite. Dragonite being a tank and stuff. You want to be a tank guy that takes all the damage for your team. You want to have that for red guard for your tank guy. Really good. And the Orc. Orc is a good. He is a good. What do you call it? A good Dragonite, but you don't want to a tank with him. He's not really a good tank, but he is a really good, really good like swordsman kind of person like that. Does a lot of DPS and everything like that. You want to have that. And also, okay, so yeah, and then Imperial is the best tank you can have on all your characters. On all these, if you have the Imperial edition, Aldemary Dominion, I have the Imperial still. It's really good to be an Imperial because they are really good tanks. And here, let's read it again, what it says. Racial skills of Imperials reflect their training and perseverance in battle, giving them bonus with shields, health, and stamina. That is all-around tank right there. That is everything you want for tank. So if you want to make a tank guy, I suggest that you make an Imperial if you have the Imperial edition right there. So let's move on to Aldemary Dominion. If you want to do the High Elf is probably the best mage in the game. If you want to be a mage, you want to be that. Like for restoration and destruction spells and stuff like that, you want to be a High Elf with a High Elf sorcerer, and it's really good. Maybe even Templar if you want to go out of the box right there. Wood Elf, and the Khajiit. These two right here are the best Nightblades in the game. So if you have the Sports pack and you can be any race on any alliance, you want to be a Wood Elf or a Khajiit. Khajiit is kind of better, I'd say, at being a Nightblade because it does, like, see on the side, it says give bonuses to stealth, health regeneration, and weapon damage. So the stealth is a big key when you want to take out enemies really fast and you want to get bonuses for getting the first strike on your enemy. So Wood Elf is good with archery, stamina, and stealth, and that's really a thing the Nightblade focuses on right there. So you want to be a Wood Elf or a Khajiit for that, and the same thing with Imperial. You want to be a tank for that. That's always a tank on Imperial. So those are really good. That's a pretty good side right there. I suggest the best side to be on, best alliance is the Ebonheart Pat, because you have all these choices right here. You have a Dark Elf Sorcerer, Nord, you can be a tank on that, Argonian Nightblade. Really good little team right there that you got there. Dark Elf, that's the best, really good sorcerer, really good sorcerer. Not as good as the High Elf though, but this is really good for being a sorcerer, kind of like using fire or lightning or frost where you want to be. Because look at the thing on the side. If you can be a so it says the racial skills on the Dark Elf reflect their intellect and natural agility, giving them bonuses in dual wielding, fire magic, and fire resistance. That is really good, especially if you want to be a vampire, because vampires, they have like people. If you get hit by fire, then you take more damage from that fire than you would normally and stuff if you're a vampire. So if you can mix the Dark Elf, and you could be a vampire with that, and you could be powerful. You can be the best person in the game because the vampires get a ultimate skill later on that is really powerful. And so yeah, you want to create a Dark Elf so you can kind of even out those disadvantages and those advantages of being a vampire. Really good build right there. And Nord is really good with two-handed weapons, health regeneration, and frost resistance. That is really good for a tank right there, because you get to health regeneration. Always want health regeneration, and frost resistance. Like I was saying earlier, you want to resist anything that you can to be a tank, just so you don't take as much damage, and so your Templar healer doesn't do that much, or doesn't have to work as hard on there. And Argonian, so it says on there, give them bonus to healing, restoration staffs, and poison resistance. That's a pretty good Templar right there. You can use that as a Templar because it has As you can see there, it says bonuses to healing restoration staffs. That's really good because you use restoration staffs to heal your friends. And so yeah, as a group right there, the Ebonheart Pact I think is the best because you can have a Nord tank right there, maybe one sorcerer, and then two maybe two what do you call it? Argonians, because you can have a Nightblade and you can have a Templar as that, one healing and one doing DPS. DPS meaning damage per second. You can use that really good. So overall, I think that the Ebonheart Pact is probably the best way to go on this game. If you're just starting out like I am on the Xbox One, I played on the PC for a while, so that's how I know a little bit about these. And so yeah, on the class, Dragonite is used for like tanking or doing DPS, kind of being like a swordsman person right there. A sorcerer is mostly magic and stuff like that. And I suggest going as a sorcerer, and like I have, let me show you right now. I have this guy. He is a sorcerer dark elf right there. I was gonna make him a vampire, or he is gonna be a vampire. But it's really good because I have two axes. I have an axe and like a hammer right there. I use that, but I also have the spells that I want to do, like Daedric summoning and stuff. I can summon a Storm Atronach. That's really good for using that right there. And so let's go back over here. Again, the Nightblade. A Nightblade is used for like archery, stealth, kind of like sneak up on your enemies, getting the first hit before anybody attacks you, and you get a bonus to damage right there if you get the first attack and you're sneaking successfully. Right there. Templar is mostly healing. You can also do different stuff like a Dragonite can. And let's see at these veteran gear right here. Looks really cool. That looks really cool for a Argonian Templar. But yeah, they're really good for healing, and some magic stuff. Not really magic stuff. If you're going to use magic, I would be a sorcerer if I was you. Look how that looks too. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this. And yeah, in the character customization, my bad. You can do this however you want. That doesn't affect anything on your character except just the look on there. But yeah, that's pretty much it. And remember to recap, the Alliance is the Ebonheart Pact. I would always choose that. It's pretty good. You got a good team right there, especially if you want to be an Imperial. The Aldemary Dominion, I think, is the second best because you do have right here Sorcerer right there. Any of these guys right here could be a tank. You could use your Dragon Knight tank, but I don't suggest that. They're not like a specialty unless you want to do an Imperial. That would be good. And these right here are really all tanks right here, are like swordsman people. There's no really good. Oh, Breton you could use as a sorcerer. That would be really good. Redguard, I really think that's a tank guy too. And an Orc is a two swords person, as it shows on there. There's two daggers. It's kind of like that. That's what I suggest right there. But so Daggerfall Covenant is probably the third best. Aldemary Dominion is the second, and then Ebonheart Pact is probably the first. And look how cool that looks right there. That looks awesome. And let's see how the sorcerer looks. Look at that. And Dragon Knight. Look at that. That looks snazzy right there. And here's the Templar right here. They all look cool. But just saying, this is my own opinion, but I think the Ebonheart Pact is the best. And so yeah, if you're just starting out on the game, I suggest picking them. And that's pretty much all I got. So thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, and